At the end of the topic, you will be able to identify the different types of forests in India, understand the importance of forest cover for a nation, know the reasons for declaring forest area as reserve and protected forests, list the measures taken by government to protect forests. Natural vegetation is the green cover of the earth's surface which grows naturally without man's interference. The climate of a place has great influence of the natural vegetation. Natural vegetation and climate go hand in hand. Natural vegetation is one of the most important renewable resources which can be renewed easily if utilized in a proper manner. The vast areas of forest are being cleared for cultivation in most parts of the country. This process of deforestation has to be brought under control to have sustainable development of forest resource. India's forest resources. India has 17% of forest cover land, 64 million hectares, which comparatively very less than what India had in the 1970s. India has a wide variety of forests starting from evergreen trees to thorny shrubs. But these forests are unevenly distributed because of the climate and topography. Forest areas are cleared at a faster rate due to the high population growth, high demand of land for industrial purposes and increase in urbanization. Types of natural vegetation. The factors which influence the natural vegetation are temperature, rainfall, topography and soil type. Based on the above factors, natural vegetation is divided into 6 types. They are tropical evergreen forest, tropical monsoon forest, shrub and thorn forests, desert vegetation, mangrove forest, mountain forests. Tropical evergreen forests. Tropical evergreen forests, otherwise known as tropical rainforests, are mostly found in areas which receive more than 200 cm of rainfall. These forests are very dense and have trees which grow up to 60 meters tall. The trees of this forest remain green throughout the year as they don't have any shedding periods. As these trees are dense and evergreen, the sunlight does not reach the ground, but the rainwater reaches, which makes the region marshy. The important trees found here are lianas, rosewood, cinchona, bamboo, ebony, mahogany, and rubber. Evergreen forest in India is found in the Western Ghats, Assam, Lower Himalayas, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and some parts of Orissa. Tropical monsoon forests. These types of forests are found in areas which receive 100 to 200 cm of rainfall. They are also known as deciduous forests. The trees in this forest shed their leaves during spring season. These forests have hardwood trees which are used to make furniture and other household appliances. So the trees here are mostly exploited for commercial purposes. The trees found here are teak, sandalwood, shisham, sal, wattle and neem. In India, they are mostly found in northeastern states, parts of Orissa, Jharkhand, leeward side of Western Ghats, western slope of Eastern Ghats, parts of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Shrub and thorn forests. These types of forests are mainly found in semi-arid regions and dry areas where the average rainfall is 75 cm. The trees have thick and small thorny leaves to reduce the evaporation and long roots to penetrate into the soil in search of water. The major variety of trees found here are babel, palms, cacti and acacia. They are mainly found in the northwestern part of India like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Desert forest. Desert forest is found in regions which receive less than 25 cm of rainfall, and the trees here grow only up to 7 to 11 meters high, but roots are long as those trees of semi-arid regions. The trees found here are babels, acacias, wild berries. The babel trees are famous for gum production. These types of forests mostly found in Gujarat, southwestern parts of Punjab, and interior region of the Deccan. Mangrove forests. Mangrove forests are found in the coastal regions of tropical and subtropical areas. These forests have aerial roots because the soil available at this area has low oxygen. They are found in places where the fine sediments are deposited by the river at the mouth of the river. They are found in abundance in the deltas of the Ganga, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. In West Bengal, at the delta of Ganga Brahmaputra has a huge cover of mangrove forests called Sundarbans. They are named so due to the Sundari trees found there. The woods of these trees are used for boat making. These types of forests at coastal region can mitigate the effects of disasters like tsunami. Mountain forests. In the mountainous regions, the temperature decreases as the altitude increases, and the natural vegetation differs according to the altitude. In India, variation in the mountain vegetation found in the Himalayan region and in the peninsular region. Vegetation in the Himalayan region. The forest found at the height of 1000 meters to 2000 meters is evergreen forest, which has trees like oak and chestnut. At the height of 1,500 meters to 3,000 meters, as the temperature decreases, the trees found here are coniferous trees like pine, deodar, spruce, and cedar. At an altitude of 3,500 and above, alpine vegetation is found, such as silver fir, junipers, pines, and birches. Only mosses and lichens are found at a higher altitude. The southern slopes of the Himalayan are covered with these types of forests, and parts eastern states of India have coniferous forests. Vegetation in the Peninsular India. In Peninsular India, mountain forests are found in Western Ghats, Vindhyas, and the Nilgiris. The tropical forests are called sholas, are found in the Nilgiris, the Satpura, and Maikala ranges. The important varieties of trees found here are magnolia, laurel, cinchona, and wattle. Grasslands. Grasslands are vegetations mostly covered with grasses. Grasslands occur in areas which receives rainfall of 60 to 70 centimeters. Indian grasslands are not as the grasslands of Europe and Africa, like steppes and savanna. The Indian grassland is being divided into two types: lowland grasses and upland grasses. Lowland grasses. The grasslands found in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and parts of northwestern Assam are lowland grasses. They are the plain regions covered with grasses. They grow in areas which receive 60 to 150 centimeters of rainfall, and it can withstand high temperature and grows in all types of soil. Upland grasses. As the name suggests, they grow in higher altitudes over 1,000 meters. They are mostly found in the Himalayas and in the slopes of the Western Ghats in Karnataka. They are also found in some parts of the southern regions of India. Importance of forests. Forests are considered as one of the top 5 natural resources on earth. Forests are of immense economic importance to us. Forests provide valuable timber and wood for commercial use and raw materials for industries. A forest controls climate changes and purifies the atmosphere by absorbing the carbon dioxide. It is a production unit of medicines, herbs, honey, and spices. It is a key source of foreign exchange. Grazing here helps the dairy farms. They are the great attraction of the cinematographers and tourists. Forests help us in controlling the soil erosion, land reclamation, and flood control. Forests are the natural habitats of wide varieties of wildlife and tribe groups. Forest helps in restoration of groundwater. Forest meets country energy demand. In India, the forests and wildlife are maintained by the government. They are classified the forest into two types: reserve forest and protected forest. Reserve forests and protected forests. Reserve forests are also known as permanent forests. They are considered as the valuable forested areas of the country. It has to be preserved, and conservation measures are being taken for the plants and wildlife. India has only 17% of the forest cover regions, out of which more than half of the forest has been declared as reserved forests. In the forests which are declared protected are not allowed to fell trees. 1/3 of the forests are declared as protected regions of our country. Forest conservation and management. The increase in deforestation for industrial purpose, firewood, and other household uses has destroyed a lot of forest cover of India. Indian government has introduced lots of schemes to reduce the deforestation and increase afforestation. In the 1980s, space satellites were deployed for remote sensing to find the real forest cover. In 1988, National Forest Policy focused on environmental stability, restoring the ecological balance. The main project was to plant trees on the empty land of the villages to make the people self-sufficient of firewood. National Forest Policy. India is one among the few nations which has concerns of the forest, where policies are introduced to check the forest cover. The first policy was introduced in the year 1894, modified in 1988, 2002, and 2010. In 2002, India set up a National Forest Commission to review India's policy and law. A 2010 study by the Food and Agricultural Organization ranked India amongst the 10 countries with the largest forest cover in the world. Despite of all the illegal felling of trees and deforestation for other economic and commercial purposes, India has increased the forest cover by 7% since 1990 to 2010, says FAO. The main objectives of National Forest Policy: increase the geographical area under forest cover, maintenance of environmental stability and restoration of depleted forest resources, conserving the natural heritage by conserving the remaining flora and fauna, check the erosion, check the catchment areas of river, lake and reservoirs, afforestation programs on all unproductive lands, creating awareness among women for conserving the forest, meeting the requirements of fuel wood by minor produce and small timbers, conserve the biodiversity of the country. In this topic you have learnt Forests are considered as one of the top 5 natural resources on Earth. The forests which influence the natural vegetation are temperature, rainfall, topography, and soil type. The tropical evergreen forest requires 200 centimeters of rainfall. The important trees of evergreen forests are bamboo, cinchona, and ebony. The trees of semi-arid regions have thick and small thorny leaves to reduce the evaporation and long roots to penetrate into the soil. Desert forest is found in regions which receive less than 25 centimeters of rainfall. Mangrove type of forest at coastal region can mitigate the effects of disasters like tsunami. Forests help us in controlling the soil erosion, land reclamation, and flood control. India has only 17% of the forest cover regions, out of which more than half of the forest has been declared as reserved forests. Maintenance of environmental stability and restoration of depleted forest resources is the main objective of the National Forest Policy.